Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Business Spotlight. I am so excited today to have my friend Philip Gillins with us here today. And Philip and I met on Facebook through a support group that he has called Entrepreneur Syndicate. And I have so much enjoyed your group. I just love your funny pictures and all the crazy stuff you do on there. Keeps things exciting and fun. So Philip is a minister at the Pentecostals of Boston, I believe at the Brockton campus, if that's correct. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Awesome.
That's right.
And great. And he is the founder of Gillins Consulting Group, which is a digital marketing agency that's located in Massachusetts. Philip has been in business for 4 years now, and he's helped thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners grow their own business and expand their knowledge base. Philip has a master's degree in business administration from Endicott College, and he has a green belt in Six Sigma. So that's not like a black belt, right? That's like, just making sure. Okay. And so Philip, I love what Philip does because when he sent me his description of his business, he said his aim is to help small businesses grow and develop so that struggling people will financially be able to find a way out. And I love that because people are learning more and more that they are able to do something on their own. And for such a long time, we have depended upon the corporate world and the business world and all this stuff to be able to, take care of us and provide for us. But Philip has great plans. He's got great things in his head on how he can help you. So Philip, I want you to tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know I gave you this great introduction there. So take it and go with it. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
All right. Well, first of all, I appreciate the opportunity just to be allowed to step onto your platform and try to give a little bit of what I do in my corner of the web.
Absolutely.
But Gillins Consulting Group, I started, like I said, 4 years, like you said, actually 4 years ago. I started to help entrepreneurs and small business owners. My focus, my thought process was in the beginning to focus in on small businesses, mainly because my father is a small business owner. I've seen numerous small business owners pretty much push and bootstrap, as they say, to try to make it up and try to bring in additional income. And so I've had opportunities to focus in on the bigger businesses, the bigger companies, the larger companies. But my sole priority is the smaller businesses, mainly because those are the ones that deal with many struggles, and I like dealing with the clients that are struggling and trying to find out how to take their business to the next level and how to pretty much increase the revenue and obviously lower the expenses. So that's when the Six Sigma come in, because Six Sigma ties into lean marketing, lean business strategies, leaning out your processes, trying to eliminate waste, that whole spiel. I'm not going to go into that.
No, that's okay. But you're good. Yeah.
Six Sigma goes way out. So
yes, it does.
And but like I said, my main focus is just trying to help small business owners, especially those that don't know how to elevate their business, and also like to point at folks that also have a business idea in mind but don't know where to go. And so that's one of my things I like to focus in on also. And so one of the things that took me over to my niche, I niched it down because it used to be pretty broad. I used to be pretty broad when it came down to small business consulting. I used to be all over the board.
Yeah.
But what I found out, one of my biggest struggles was how to get more clients. How on earth do I get more people? How do I get more customers? How do I get more clients? That was always the biggest struggle. Yeah. And so I put my mindset and I decided, you know what, I'm going to stop doing just the structural, all that type of thing. I still do it, but I had to back away from that a little bit and begin to focus in on the thing that I used to struggle with, how to get more clients. And I figured if I master how to gain more clients and how to gain more customers, then I can run pretty much with any business if I can conquer how to bring in customers, how to brand myself, how to attract their attention. I could pretty much run with any type of business. Yeah. And so that's why I put my passion in to focusing directly on marketing and advertising. How can I get somebody to look at what I'm creating and buy it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much what I did. And that's my main focus right now. It's pretty much marketing, and how to build small businesses.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, when you said that about remembering where you were at one time, that's actually one of the reasons I started doing these interviews, is because I remember, it's been probably 6 months ago or so, but I was interviewed by someone and it was such an awesome feeling, you know. Now
Right.
you're not a new business owner anymore, but you know, for me, just starting out, it was like, I felt validated. I felt like, you know, somebody's actually going to take the time to listen to what you know, and it was an
Right.
amazing experience. I loved it. And then not long after that, I actually did another interview and it got in my blood. And I'm just like, oh man, I love this interview thing. And it's been hilarious, but that's why I started doing it.
Nice.
Is just because, you know, when you're new and when you don't have that confidence, you know, it's really, really tough to think, do I even have a business? You know,
Right.
What is this? What am I even doing? Aren't there days we wake up, we're like, what am I even doing? You know? And so it's like, this is what you're doing and this is why you're doing it. And so
Right.
I just found it helped me to feel like, you know, wow, people really are willing to listen to me and to hear what I have to say. So I think that's awesome. And I totally get the small business thing. In fact, as you know, I do a lot of SEO work and
Right.
it kind of falls under digital marketing, but I love to do SEO work. And part of the reason I love to do SEO work is because there's all of these small business owners who can't pay thousands of dollars every month.
Right.
If they need help, they don't know what they're doing. I love to educate them. And so I totally get it. In fact, I don't even know if I want to work with the big guys anymore. I'm just kind of like, I love, you know, they appreciate what you do. And
Right. That's true.
Yes. And so, and it just makes me feel really good. So that is absolutely awesome. So tell us today, that was great. What services do you offer? I know you have this agency. So people that, you know, come to you and let's say somebody's just starting out, how would that process, what would that look like?
So what I like to do in the beginning is I usually, if somebody reaches out and they say that they need some help, usually I offer not too many, but a few different services. So you know how it was in the beginning. In the beginning, everybody offer everything. You know, pretty much what do you want? I can make it for you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
But now I narrow it down. Now I tend to focus in on when it comes to the business consulting part. I can help. I have consultations where I work with somebody hand in hand. We'll do, let's say, maybe an hour or two a month, because I don't do a lot of hours with small business owners because a lot of times they can't afford it. Right. But that comes with the territory. Yes, you know, and so I kind of do maybe 1 to 2 hours a month. You know, if they have a bigger budget, we do more hours than that. But we kind of get down to nitty gritty and focus in on what the issues are. And many, like I said, many times it comes down to the market. Many times it always tend to fall into the marketing. You know, that's like a lot of the big struggles that I see most of the time tied to the marketing. Yes. So we have the consultations. We also deal with the marketing aspect. I deal with a lot of small business owners that they tend to want to focus in on delivering their service, making sure that their clients are happy, like we all should be, making sure that they are delivering top services so they can get those 5-star reviews. So then they will come to me and say, hey, I see you're able to deal with a massive audience. You're able to pull a crowd together. Obviously, like a lot of people that contact me, they're already in my group, the Entrepreneur Syndicate, where we have 6,000 plus members right now. And so they'll see how I manage the group, gain the engagement, gain a lot of activity in the group. And then they'll say, hey, I see you're able to get the action in that group. What can you do on my social media platform? And so then we set a consultation,
Absolutely.
You know, and we go through a call, breakdown and see what strategies we can put into that particular business. Every business doesn't receive the same strategy. Different ones need strengths in different areas. I guess you already know that. But we deal with that part. And my new thing now that I've gotten into is Facebook advertising. Now, anybody that does Facebook advertising, the real Facebook advertising, knows that it's tough. I'm not talking about boosting the post, because anybody can boost. But when it comes down to targeting and retargeting, that's the key word. Retargeting and conversions, that's when you get down to the nitty gritty. So I got training from Dan Henry. A lot of people might be familiar with Dan Henry. He's one of the big Facebook advertising experts. I'm in his network in this platform now because I subscribe for their training, blah blah blah, and all that stuff.
Okay.
But so we do social media platform management, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter's dead now, but we don't do much on Twitter now. Mostly it's Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Pretty much that, managing it, posting for them. My main thing now is, like I said, Facebook advertising, because the thing about small business owners, we won't return on investment. We won't return on investment now.
Right.
So a lot of them can say, I want you to do 2 posts a meal a day, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, within the first month, they're done because they can't afford to continue on because they don't see a tangible ROI.
Right.
They want something they can grab back,
Yes.
So the Facebook ads come in heavily in that area. So I like to focus in on what can I do to bring in return on investment faster for these people and something that they can see tangible. Obviously, like I said, if they already have a huge audience, well and good, but many times they don't have the time to post and put up stuff for the audience, so they want somebody else to do it.
Right.
So that's what we deal with. And also, obviously, we also deal with email marketing. Okay. We also deal with sales funnels, creating sales funnels where we can pull somebody off the platform and put them into a sales funnel where you get an email, name, phone number, that type of thing, and then you can reach out to them and have leads. So the big thing that I focus in on is the fact that you can't always think that Facebook and Twitter is going to be around forever. One big thing now is you have to make sure that you get these people information outside of that platform. What if Mark Zuckerberg decide tomorrow that he's going to shut down Facebook and start something else called, let's say, Boomified? Boomified is launching tomorrow, and instead of it being written down, everything, it's going to be straight audio, an audio platform. What if they shut down Facebook tomorrow? What is everybody going to do? So if they shut down Facebook tomorrow, you're not going to be able to talk to that person in their group anymore. So the only thing that's going to be hanging around then probably still is that phone numbers ain't going anywhere. The email isn't going anywhere. The platforms go. Twitter, like I said, Twitter's dead. MySpace is dead. But email went past all of that. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to make sure we get the information beyond just the platform limitations, because Mark Zuckerberg can shut down Facebook anytime he wants.
That's right. That's good. So when you talk about doing these things, when you talk about what you can offer, I know you talked a lot about, kind of having the coaching sessions or whatever and trying to, help people in that way. Do you, so like when it comes to social media, do you actually do the social media for them, or do you have a team, or how does that work?
So I have a team that I can deal with, outsourcing wise, pretty much.
Okay, sure.
But if I have the time to do it, I'll do it myself.
Okay.
But chances are, if it's a small, simple project, I'll probably have it outsourced.
Sure.
But if it's something that I need to make sure that if they personally say they want me to handle it, if it's something serious, something complex, I will definitely handle the posting. But it's not too complicated to do the posting.
Right.
Right. Now, I would not outsource Facebook ads. I got to have my hands on Facebook advertising.
I see how it is.
Because Facebook advertising, that's a bit more complex.
I should have had this call with you last night or 2 nights ago when I was creating my Facebook ad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, it's something that, like you said, boosting posts and all it's one thing, but actually doing ads and, there's so many elements. I mean, it's just so tricky. And I'm just starting to really get into that and trying to understand a little bit better. So, I'm a writer and I know how to do the SEO part and do keyword research and all that kind of stuff. But the Facebook ads, man, those take a special skill. So
I can definitely give some tips on that, You said you've been doing writing, you said?
I do writing. Yeah, I do content writing for websites and for.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
And so I guess you do blogging also, blogging and that type of thing?
I do blogs for people. I do blog writing, do web pages, anything. I mean, I've been writing online for about 10 years.
Wow.
So I started writing for a man in Israel about 10 years ago. And actually, after we moved here to Marietta, I quit that job and got another job and started doing some other things online. And now I'm back to writing for another man in Israel. So I do a lot of other writing too, but that always kind of interests me. Just, I don't know. I kind of love that connection over there with Israel. So I'm going to hang on to that. You know?
Right.
That's a good place to be.
Get a trip to the Holy Land.
I know, right? That's what I'm hoping for. Pray, saints, pray. Hallelujah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. So now I know that, and you're going to have to forgive me. I should be ashamed. I know you offer a product though, right?
Yeah, I'm actually.
And I haven't looked at it, so I'm apologize for that. But you're going to get to tell us about it because I don't know what that is. So I want you to.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I do have a course launching September the 1st. Actually, not September the 1st, October the 1st.
Okay.
And so the last day of this month at midnight, I'm going to be launching a course called SMMMC beta. Well, the beta is over. Beta's going to be over then. It's going to be a real course. But right now we have the beta open. And so it's pretty much for, I call it social media micro marketing. And it's for people who are trying to find clients online, pretty much like in the marketing, like I said. Yeah. But it's trying to find customers and prospects online, but they don't have the time, they don't have the money to invest in Facebook advertising and the paid traffic and all that type of thing. Even myself, I use a lot of organic methods trying to find and gain clients online. So in this course, we'll be dealing with a few methods in regards to Facebook, a few methods in regards to LinkedIn, a few methods in regards to Instagram, and people who sign up for the course will also receive additional updates. So when we have additional updates, additional strategies to the course, they'll be able to receive the updates. The course would be via ClickFunnels. To all the ClickFunnels people out there, you know. So we'll definitely have the platform and everything through ClickFunnels. Russell Brunson, woo, shout out.
Yeah. I told you I've got his books. I just need to read them, right?
Yeah, actually, I got a second one the other day.
Oh, I have that one. I got it, and I just need to open it up and read it.
Yeah, I have 2 copies. I have 2 copies now.
Oh, you do? Oh, wow. Yeah, awesome.
So, I don't know why I gotta send this one out to somebody who I gotta put a competition on my business page.
That would
give
be
this
great.
one out to somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah.
But yeah, the course is coming out. The course is coming out later on this month, and I'm pretty excited. We had a couple of pre-orders already and everything. And it's pretty exciting.
Good.
You know, so just looking forward to putting this a major value in there for people who can't really afford Facebook ads.
So is this going to be, this is going to be a class, is that right? Is this going to be like a pre-recorded class and then you're going to have like segments they go through different lessons, or how will that work?
Yeah, it'll be a pre-recorded class.
Okay.
In that class we'll have like videos.
Okay.
We'll also have some PDFs in there with some worksheets and different things like that.
Great.
The whole course, the online course.
Absolutely.
Spiel, you know,
awesome. Yeah. Great. That's wonderful. I'm so thrilled. You know, I found I did a little bit a small survey, and I just asked people that it was a different group, and I just said, you know, how would you prefer to learn? And it was really interesting because one-on-one as opposed to, you know, a webinar, as opposed to a teleseminar. There's just so many different ways, you know. And the most responses that I got, the highest number was for webinars. And I think it's because people can listen to them in their own time, you know, and their own space or whatever. And I think the cost is better too, as opposed to having a one-on-one, you know, because you pay pretty much hourly when you do a one-on-one. So yeah, well, that's awesome. Okay, so now for the hard questions. I know, right? So what is the number one piece of advice that you want to give to somebody who's just starting out? They don't know what they're doing. They need clients. And I mean, we know that the first thing they should do is call you. But but what would you tell them? What is the one thing the one thing that if you could say this, like, man, guys, come on, you need to do this.
The one thing I would tell them is be consistent in one platform. In the beginning, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. I see numerous entrepreneurs and small business owners trying to leverage Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest if they're lucky. They're trying to that Pinterest.
I know, right? Twitch.
Yeah. But what's happening is they're trying to master too many platforms at once.
Yeah.
But I was taught to master one platform at a time. Make sure that you have everything clicking on that particular platform, and you don't even have to master every platform. You know, some people focus on one particular platform. Me myself, lately, I'm loving Facebook. Facebook is a cash cow.
Yes.
Facebook is my spot. I went over to LinkedIn a little bit. LinkedIn is good, but LinkedIn is slow.
Yeah.
Those people, they take too long to respond. Yeah. They take forever. The only advantage of LinkedIn is that you're able to get in contact with the head honchos, but it takes too long. Faster. But I would tell them make sure you master one thing at first in regards to marketing. Now, when it comes to offering a service, you can't be too niche in the beginning because nobody knows you.
Right.
You know, so many times people will say, shoot with a shotgun and see what hit.
Yes.
You know, shoot with a shotgun and let it hit something.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't really have the luxury in the beginning to say, oh, I'm going to be on this niche right here. Right. I mean, nobody know me. Nobody know that person. Nobody know that person like that. You know, so you got to kind of shoot in the air and whatever. This is what I have. Matter of fact, these are what I have. And when it hit somebody, I appreciate it. Give me a review. You know, but in the beginning, you don't really have that luxury to niche down.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. That's good. You know, and I think business owners do that. You know, it's just because they think that's what they're supposed to do. You know, it's like you gotta be everywhere if you want to get as many people. But I think what happens is we end up kind of watering down our delivery because it's just, you know, or we don't do it right. It's ineffective anyways. You know, so that makes sense.
But then also one thing is also now that's different if you're in high dollar. Like if you're in high dollar services, if I'm specializing in such and such, because that's what I'm focusing a bit more on that right now. Like my niche now, my marketing niche right now, I'm focusing in on medical practices and medical. I'm focusing specifically on dentists, and so I'm focusing on dentists. And
I heard a great podcast on doing work for dentists.
Yeah, they're good. Actually,
it was great.
I just started focusing on that niche. What is this? This is September. I just started focusing on niche, I think, in the middle of July. Yeah. And it was tough. When you got a niche, it's so hard. But when you got the pricing right and you know you're going to make a good bit of money off that first one, it feels good once you get that person. So right now I have 2 dentists that I'm dealing with and everything. And I'm happy because, man, it was hard to get a hold of them. Yeah. They are hard. But the thing is, once you get in, you're in. Once you get in, you're in because then it's word of mouth.
And you know, that's what when I listened to this podcast, that's what they said. They talked about the fact that because my previous experience has been working with attorneys, and that's tough because the expectation is way up here. Yeah, and you know they're not having a good time in the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
and I like to have a good time. You know, it's like whoa. Yeah, but they talked about, when I listened to this podcast, it was so great because they talked about dentists and they said that this one guy, this is all he did SEO work was for dentists.
Right.
And he built his whole company. And he talked about how, and the guy's like, did you ever think about doing attorneys? And he's like, attorneys scare me. He said, but dentists are nice guys. They're really nice people, you know, or gals or whatever. Right. And so I never forgot about that because I always thought that's such a great thing to zero in on. You know, if you get to a place where you can do that, that's awesome.
Right. Definitely got to niche it down to what you enjoy.
Yes, for sure. And so that's awesome. So tell us, you know, let's see, today is September 20th. 2017. And, have you seen the Facebook post on Christmas? I'm going to have to get my gun out and shoot a few people if they don't quit talking about Christmas.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Actually, let me tell you.
No.
I was actually.
Not go there.
I actually had a picture on my iPad that I was going to put up in the group and say, anybody ready for Christmas?
No. Kind of like the pound cake. No. You must have had some amazing pound cake. My pound cake has been hard and dry and cold.
Yeah, I saw it. Well, the picture they had looked kind of rusty. See, I didn't pay attention until everybody pointed it out. I was leaning towards the red velvet cake, but that's just me. I started war when it came down to the cakes.
You did.
I started war with the cakes.
You got
everybody was like
a feedback on the cakes.
We got like 80. I think we're like 85 comments. Everybody got their opinion about the cake.
That was great. I loved it. I really did. I loved it. So we're not going to talk about Christmas because it's just September. And my husband always says, I'm not talking about Christmas until after Thanksgiving. So we're going to go with that today.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So tell me, what are you wanting to get done before the end of this year?
Woo!
I know, right? This is my second hard question.
Before the end of this year.
Before the end, and it has to be like, it can't be this like pie in the sky or cake in the sky dream. Right. It has to be like real. So
my dream right now for the end of this year, I'm trying to hit $10K a month before the end of this year. And
awesome.
So that's the goal. Like I know in May we almost hit around almost $4,000 in May.
Great.
But I also gotta make sure I mention I do work a full-time job. And so that was pretty that was pretty nice on top of a full-time job.
I understand. Yeah.
But
good for
like
you.
I said, my goal is to pretty much if I can double that and hit 8,000 a month by the end of this year, I'll be happy.
Awesome.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Get that in a month.
Good for you. Well, that's a great goal. And I think that, there does seem to be something about I don't know what they call it, but kind of the snowball effect does seem to kind of start happening after a while, to where it gets a little easier, maybe just the experience or knowing a little bit more about what we're even doing, kind of thing. Right. And just all of a sudden we kind of get our ducks in a row, and it's like bam, bam, bam. And then being able to even put aside maybe some of the clients or the jobs that aren't really bringing in any money because we've got other great opportunities. And so I totally get that. And, I really hope that works out for you, because I know that, it's hard working. It's great to be able to do your own thing and to have fun. And, I love your group. In fact, I just referred somebody else over there the other day. I don't know if she's got on yet, but I just told her, I said, if you want to have fun, and she said, I want to have fun. She said, I'm so tired of all these, like really tough groups making you do stuff and thinking. Right. And I said, well, he asks hard questions. And I said, but it's good. Makes you think outside the box, and like makes you think about cake and stuff like that. So,
yeah. I try to have fun, because some people take the groups too seriously.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that happen and all that type of thing. And I don't like to do. I rarely do that. Unless they're like serious violators that.
Yeah, I've noticed that you really, you really hold it loosely, and I really appreciate that, because you're right. Some people are be like, if you even say a wrong word, you're out of here, and people get nervous and scared, and so I love it, because there is some freedom on there, and I really appreciate that. Well, I don't have any other questions today. You have done amazing, and I so much appreciate it. I felt like we already kind of knew each other just from all the chats that we've had on Facebook.
Right. That's what it feels like, because we don't talk on there.
I know, and it's been awesome. So is there anything else you want to leave with us? Anything you want to share before you go? Anything that's just exploding in your brain, that you want to get out there before we say goodbye?
Well, I just want to encourage the entrepreneurs just to be consistent. I found out as an entrepreneur, you take one step forward sometimes, and then it's 2 steps backwards. Yeah. Sometimes you feel like you're making progress, you're hitting your goals, and the next few minutes you're knocked back all over again. So I'm just finding out, just be consistent. Here's an important thing I have to say. take a break when you need. Take a break.
Yes.
Take a break. I
Yes.
find these entrepreneurs, they're so caught up and stuck in the process, and they get addicted, and me myself too sometimes. But you gotta force yourself to stop and take a break, because the grind will suck you in.
That's good.
The grind will suck you in.
It will.
And if you don't discipline yourself to take a break, let me also include this. This is a Christian-based business.
Yes.
Let me make sure I should have said that in the beginning.
Yes.
The whole group, everything is Christian-based. I make sure in the group I say this is a Christian-based business. Everything. So when I talk about the Lord group, if you join the group, don't be offended.
That's right.
Because it's going to be about the Lord.
That's right.
So that's the whole thing. Beyond helping small businesses, it's all about the Lord. So let me make sure I say that. I should have said that first. That's
I tried to kind of help you out by saying, that you helped. Yeah. I'm just teasing.
Right.
That's all good. And I appreciate that, because if you've ever been in a group where it's not a Christian group, you know what kind of language people are using, and people are fighting against each other, and
Right.
And I want to speak to one thing that you said, just because you brought it up, and like I said, we should have this conversation earlier. But you talked about giving yourself a break, and one of the things that I did recently, because the ground was sucking me up. I'm just being honest. I just felt like, man, I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm not doing enough of this. And I was just being so hard on myself. And one of the things that I did is I just started deleting myself from so many groups. And I just thought, because every group had its own personality, and they were not bad groups by any means.
Right.
But it was like I was getting messages constantly from all of these groups and all this feedback, and what are you doing today, and you need to feature your business on here today, and you need to do this, you need to do that. And it was like, and I just want to throw my phone out the door, because I was so tired of it all. And I went in one day, and another thing I did is I started deleting myself from so many emails.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I probably had 50 different, digital marketers sending me all their stuff and all their webinars and all their junk and good stuff. But man, this little brain right here, it
can't take it all. Can't take it all.
No, and then I would feel guilty because I wasn't getting to read them all or implement everything. And so it was putting a lot of stress on myself. And one day I just thought, this is so dumb. Why am I doing this to myself? So I love that. I love what you said. I think it is so true. It is so real. And I think that, just making a list and accomplishing, another thing is just praying. Lord, what do you want me to do today? What is it that you want me to do? Not what I want to do or what so-and-so wants me to do, but, and our priorities. And that's so good. I really appreciate that. Okay. Well, listen, it has been so much fun. And I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get together again next year so that we can see like where you are and how far, and if you made your goal, and if you did, or if you didn't, what's next on the horizon. I'm super excited to hear how things go with your webinar and your new thing you got coming out, your product. So exciting. And so I will share all of this information in this video on my business page and my website. And then I will share this with you, and I'll probably share it on the group. So all the people, I'm just kidding. You can share it on the group if you want to, but I will share your website, Facebook pages, Instagram, all those links that you sent to me. Tell me this. So I'm looking at the links that you sent to me. So if people want to sign up for your class, is that through your main website, Gillins Consulting?
Oh, that would actually be through I have a private link actually for. I haven't been like publicly pushing it out too much. Okay. I've been pretty much to the group, but
okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I my thing is at some point, if someone's interested in that, where would they be able to get more information? Let's just put it that way.
If they email me at info@gillinsconsulting.com.
Okay, let me write that on here so that I've got your email. Yep. Info. Okay. All right.
Gillins,
great.
Gillins.
I got it.
All right.
Okay, perfect. And that's if they want information about your Are you calling that a webinar, or what are you calling that?
It's a course.
Okay.
It's a full course.
And what is it you're calling it again? SMMMMMM?
Social media micro marketing course.
Awesome. That's right. Okay. I knew there was a lot of M's in there.
A lot of M's in there.
Yeah. Micro marketing. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much. It's getting dark here. I can see I'm going to have to turn the light on behind me. But thank you so much. And I look forward to chatting again and having a good time on the group. And I just really appreciate you being here. If anyone's listening and, you know, you just really would love to work with Philip, I know he would love to work with you. And so get a hold of him and just see what you can get together. I know he can help you with your marketing and those wonderful Facebook ads and all those things that are such a mystery to us. So that's great. All right. Well, thank you, sir.
All right. I appreciate your time.
You have a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you later.
All right. Take it easy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.